So what is going on, guys? It's Triple G here, back with another Borderlands 3 video, and in today's video we are looking at Stabity Flak. Now, if you've seen this build before, this was the build that we used in Endgame Rush, which was the community challenge run last year. That challenge is returning this year, so we have updated Stabity Flak. It featured in the top 10 fastest builds to clear all the endgame in the game within under 2 hours. Guys, if you enjoy this video, please consider subscribing to the channel or join us over on Twitch. We stream 5 times a week, and otherwise, let's get straight into this video. So, Stabity Flak is a gear dependent build, but it's not a level 72 gear dependent build. There will be a number of items in this video that do not need to be level 72. So if you have a level 65 one, you do not need to update it. But first of all, let's get into the skill tree. So let's start off with the green tree. We are going to be going all the way down to the Fast and the Furious and Hidden Machine. We're going to be just using this for a little bit of health and survivability, but mainly Hidden Machine is going to work really well because the Nova is going to hit a lot of enemies, and most of these enemies aren't even going to be looking at us, so we're going to get a ton of damage extra. You know, in this case we've only got 1.6% extra damage there. Then no points in the purple tree. Again, I say this again, there's not much point using the purple tree right now. Too much investment for too little reward. Hopefully Gearbox do something to remedy that. Then in terms of the blue tree, we're going all the way down to pack tactics. We're going to be picking up pet damage here and pet bonuses, damage reflected and damage stacks. Really nice, some synergies with this build and some splash variation as well. Then a pretty standard looking orange / pumpkin spice tree. Now I take the Falconer's Feast augment for a little bit of health back, and I take Raxcelerate. Now we want that additional charge because this build is all about using our racks to proc our action skill start to get our Perigrine going and to get all that damage from the Nova shield and everything like that. So we want that extra charge in this build. Then it's onto the gear, and as I said before, you don't need level 72 gear here. So as you can see, I have a level 65 Cycle Stabber. So you can get these from Borderlands. The critical thing here is that it has the plus 340% melee damage, which means it has the Psycho Stabber knife on the front. If it doesn't have the knife, it doesn't have the 340%, and it doesn't matter what level the Psycho Stabber is, because it will always get that 340% if it has the knife on it. In terms of anointments, 150/90. So this build technically was nerfed, but as you saw from the footage, it means absolutely nothing. Then we have a Guardian Angel here for those really long target extra bits of damage. You can switch the Guardian Angel here and you will get a ton of V2 damage. So for example, if you're farming Tron, it's actually better to use the Guardian Angel, for example, as soon as you drop down, because that distance increases your damage. Then another critical bit of the build is the Stinger. Now the Stinger, again, this is level 65. Ideally I would want a 72 here just for that extra bit of capacity, but again, action skill start is the only thing that is important because the melee is scaled off mayhem and how much I've got in my calm, in my artifacts, etc. So honestly, 65 will do fine until you actually get one. Then an item that does need to be level 72, which is the Fish Slap. Now I've got 112,000 damage on this one. I haven't seen much higher than this. If you've got one higher, great. Critical bit here is the Radiation ASC. Now Radiation, if you didn't know, there are barely any enemies in the game that are resistant to radiation, so it works really well, and those explosive projectiles that come out from the radiation really do chain enemies up. Then I have a Cut Burst Static Charge. Prefix doesn't matter here. I just have this one for the Irradiate Chance, Area of Effect damage, and melee damage here. Like I said, you could use a Snowdrift here instead, which would be my ideal one for that extra bit of movability. Finally, absolutely critical is the Perigrine. Again, I mean, I've got a very, very good one here, but you don't need a level 72 one. You can make a level 65 one work. It's extremely powerful. Obviously, if you didn't know, the racks will deliver a Fish Slap for you to the enemy. The Fish Slap will then do its initial tons of damage with the mayhem scaling and everything else that's going on as well. and then it will also take Groundbreaker. So any other non-melee damage you've done over the last duration of, well, I think it's 5 seconds, well, then you will get 25%. I might even got nerfed down to 15%. You'll get that damage on. But as you can see from the footage now, it doesn't matter whether you're in Guardian Takedown, whether you're bossing, or whether you're mobbing. This build absolutely smacks. We can be, as you see, as we're fighting Anathema now, you can see that we go in, and even though we've only got 390 on this, we are hitting the guy initially to get that first stage off, and then in the subsequent stages of this Anathema fight, our anointment isn't actually on, and we're still chunking him through stage after stage after stage. And this means that you're going to be able to do this on any bosses in the game. If you get, you know, another ASE 100 Psycho Stabber, that would be really good for, you know, taking those additional segments out, fighting Hemovorus when you've got that first little bit of shield or armor away. So, you know, those are some options as well. I will be including the save file here, so if you're after this Perigrine con, which obviously is fantastic and a very, very high damage fish slap, then these will be in there. Link will be in the description to the Discord. Discord will have a save file section on the left hand side, guys. That is it for today's video. If you have enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to the channel. Join us on Twitch. We stream 5 times a week, and otherwise I'll catch you on the flip.